so I'm sharing some of the things that I want you to add to the picture of attempting to understand what's going on. Um, so I will avoid using the words xenophobia, and I think I will even avoid using Afrophobia, and I'll explain that in a few slides from now. But for now, I will talk about xenophobic violence because that's how it's described. So I'll come back to a more critical understanding of that topic. But xenophobic violence, the way we have now seen it explode in the country a number of times, Black South Africans being in conflict with, living in communities where they are extremely pressed into very tough corners and battling just to exist. That form of tension and violence, I think it's ever present. Even when we don't see the images that you probably have seen on your TV screens now, it's still present in tensions, in conflicts, in discussions, in anger, all the time. But there are times, and I'm going to look at 94 to now. 94 is the year where the first so-called democratic elections were held. It's important to understand that South Africa were never, South Africans, Black South Africans could never celebrate independence as it's sometimes celebrated in other parts of the world, of the continent, because in 1961, the independence that was gotten was independence from Britain, but not independence from white rule. White rule has persisted, and even with the Black government, white people are governing the money, governing the industries, governing so many critical aspects of the country. And that's an important framing of this form of violence as well. So the apartheid legacy, I'm not going to go into apartheid history, although it is very important to study to understand what's happening now. But even between 1994 and 2007, there were many rising tensions between Black South Africans and Africans from other parts of the world. And sometimes, and it's important to say this, sometimes it is spurred by outbreaks of people from other parts of the continent who bring in elements that are unwanted in communities. It could be drugs, it could be crimes, it could be collaboration with a corrupt South African government, so that when you, as a South African family, have waited in line for a house for a long time, just when you think you're about to get that house, a family from somewhere else on the continent is moving in. And that's a triggering experience because you've been waiting for a long time and you knew that this was supposed to be for you, but now someone else is moving in. What is this? And because you don't know how to go to the system that created that injustice, the first point of reference becomes that person. And if you then see two people from that country having done something similar, three people from that country having done something similar, I think in our mind, we often then start to stereotypically frame that this must be a trait of these people. And then we start the antipathy and all of that.